Hi, I'm Rachel Newton, and this is the Hudson Records Listening Club for my album To The All, which is just out now. Woo. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'm joined today by the band, which includes Matty Folds, who's co-producer and drummer, Michael Orrs,
Hello.
Mikey Orrs, and Lauren McCall and Sarah Hayes.
Hiya.
Yay. So we're going to start with the first track, funnily enough. And yeah, this, I should maybe say a little bit about the album first. This album was recorded at in the thick of the middle of the lockdown, the first lockdown. It nearly didn't happen, but it did. And I'm very grateful to all of the band, especially Matty, for pulling it all together in such strange circumstances. But yeah, it's very dear to my heart, this album. It sort of centres a woman's experience at all points, and it kind of tries to follow the arc of a woman's life. And all of the songs are old texts or ballads, quite a lot of them written by women, hundreds of years old. And yeah, I kind of wanted to find songs and texts that where the woman isn't just experience, it's not just things that are happening to her, but she's kind of got autonomy over her experiences. So the first song is kind of based on The False-Hearted Night. It's called The Early Morning, and yeah, based on a child ballad, but I wrote the melody. Here we go.
Parpy parp parp.
Parpy parp. It's a lot more parpy though.
It does. Harpy and Harpy. Together at last.
Parpy.
What a combo.
Came to the sea, and there they pulled their horses on, hard by a willow tree. Now get you down, my pretty young love.
Vocal seems a bit loud.
Hearken up to me.
Shut it, Matty. Matty and I are in a constant dialogue about how loud the vocals should be.
The seventh shall be.
And actually,
I'd actually forgotten about that.
Take off your
I was like, could have been a bit more vocal.
and give it here to me. A silk white gown is much
The song is kind of based around a kind of 90s dance music inspired riff on the harp. Lauren just joins me on there in the fiddle.
Oh, turn about, oh, turn up.
I don't know how many fiddles. There was a lot of fiddles on this album. Like, just me though, a lot of times.
Take off
Quite a lot of bass trombones, I think, on this as well. Or actually, I can't really remember. I know there's a lot of stuff.
It was so long ago. It feels like 3 years ago to me.
Yeah, it's been a long lockdown.
But didn't we start this in January
Yeah, we had a couple of days.
in this room?
We had a
Isn't
couple
that
of days
where
of
we
pre-production.
made up this loop?
come and heart lily white.
Yeah,
I think that loop
a
was
couple
from
of
that
little ideas
session.
came.
Through him in the sea.
I want to just comment on Mikey's vocals that are about to come in,
Oh yeah.
which were a total surprise and an amazing surprise. I love this bit,
Yeah.
this harmony.
This is the cool one though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lie there, my false young love.
So I just tracked that up and sent it to you, thinking it was an idea that maybe somebody
If some
else
pretty fair
would
meets you drown.
one of the proper singers might sing that bit, but it's
Turns out you are a proper
It's okay,
singer.
Great.
so it's fine.
Love it.
Yeah, it made it on the record, so that's
Totally.
nice.
There's something about like the man's voice just being like, threw him in the sea. I don't know, it's great.
to
Like you're obviously kind of underwater at that moment in my head.
Just-
Just like, ah! And there's like loads of versions of you just singing different harmonies underwater.
She met with heart.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining.
There's all your fiddles, Lauren.
So many.
I've been to church in the
I
early
remember saying as well, with all the bass line horns, that I'd been playing with this band Riot Jazz a bit, and they do this Hudson Mohawk tune called Higher Ground, which has got this massive, like, tons of horns and synths bass line. And I remember sending it to you and be like, this is kind of what I was thinking I should be doing. It's like really random. Yeah.
That was
very heavy.
that was a pretty insane reference to send. I was like, no.
Yeah. If you get a chance, everyone out there, if you get a chance to listen to it, Higher Ground
cool.
but it's not actually by Hudson Mohawk. It's like a collaboration thing, but it's so heavy. And I just remember being like, yeah, that's the sound.
Let's move on. Matt's like, no.
No.
I really think like this is definitely the like computer game bit of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very computer game.
It is a bit
If
Mission
that's what's
Impossible.
happened, if that's what happens in computer games, I have no idea.
Yeah. I'm just imagining like a really pixelated, like old,
Yes.
really old style computer game.
It's also the first of the big outros, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I like a big outro.
There's some
definitely.
solid outros on the
Yeah.
album.
Yeah. There's- I know, I don't know what that's all about. It just seems to happen. Yeah. But yeah, I guess
loads of fun.
so the way that we recorded this was quite, well, not totally unusual, I suppose, but just because we couldn't actually physically be in the same room for the majority of that recording, apart from those couple of days pre-production that Matty and I had in January. We kind of, well, I sent Matty ideas, my like bass lines and riffs on the harp. He sent me back some drums, but also some ideas for like keyboardy things, and and then I kind of doubled up a lot of stuff on keys, and then the others, you guys joined.
Basically, it was like me and Rachel would get the track to what we thought was like, okay, that's like 80% there. And we'll give it to everybody else. And then, then you guys gave us back so much stuff, and it was all so good that it all got, and it was like what we had said was actually more like 40%.
Yeah, we thought it was 80, but it was 40.
Yeah.
I do remember
it was amazing.
I remember an early phone call with you, Matty, and I can't remember which tune it was, but it sent something through, and you just been like, I've listened to this so much without this, I don't know if I like it or not. Like it's
kind of
the first one.
It might be. I can't remember what that first tune was.
I don't know what the first one was either.
I remember being like, I hope you decide that it's okay. You know what I mean? Like that kind of like, but you know, like that thing of like, you guys will be working on it. It's like, hope we're not adding stuff that you're just immediately like, I hate this. I'm gonna have to get someone else to do this.
I think it's a weird thing.
You guys are out.
Yeah, sorry, getting someone else.
We need a new team.
But it was.
It's like, nah, you don't get it.
Yeah, it's so weird not being in the studio, and like I know myself from playing on other people's albums. Like, you know, you go in and you say, "Oh, is this the kind of thing you're after?" And you know, there's that dialogue, and obviously
Back and forth.
Totally, yeah. And I mean, I did kind of send you all random kind of notes that hopefully weren't too random, but
I remember they made a lot of sense.
Even with that, it was like I wanted to. Well, I'm saying partly I wanted to give you the room to be yourselves in it as well, but
most like when you like do remote sessions, and this was all done remotely. I mean, apart from those couple of days we had in January, we did everything remotely. So you were in Glasgow, I was in Humby, and then we sent everything, you know, over to Mikey, up to Lauren, down to Sarah, and a lot of the times when you do remote stuff, what you get back from the person doing the remote thing is usually pretty safe. Like, because I know I end up doing it myself. Because you don't necessarily you want them to like it, so you're gonna play safe.
You err on the side of caution.
Err on the side of caution, all that stuff. Not you guys. Not you guys. And that's what made this record.
Totally. It is what made it. Yeah. Everything that came back was like, whoa, like, was nice. But in a really good way, like in a totally great way.
Everyone's super creative, trying stuff out, throwing it all at the wall. Yeah. And I bet you 98% of it is on that wall.
It's on that wall.
Totally,
it's on the wall.
Totally amazing.
It's on the wall. Anyway,
track 2, my favorite one.
Yeah, so this track is called "We Will Listen," but actually, so the lyrics are a poem that was written by Susan Coolidge for Jean Ingelow. A poem. I'm from Edinburgh. Okay, yes, it's a poem, and yeah, it's a really I just think it's a really special poem because it's written by a woman for another woman, and it was published in Jean Ingelow's own book of poetry. And to me, I don't know if this is actually this is my interpretation of the lyrics, is that it's kind of encouraging a woman encouraging another woman to sing from her deeper heart, and the celebration of the maturing of a female voice. But actually, originally, before we the slightly odd way round in my head of this album, quite a lot of the songs were just like riffs, harp riffs purely, before they became like, I didn't even have any text or anything or a song melody. So the tracks all kind of had their own like names, and for some reason they were all men's names.
That's right.
Just to differentiate them. So this one was called Bob for ages. And it totally goes against the whole ethos of the album, but this one was called Bob for a long time. And in fact, I don't know if some of the people in the band might not even know it.
Well, when you put this one out as a single, I had no idea what was about to play. It was still Bob in my head.
Yeah. Here's Bob. Imagine this without the fiddle intro now.
I can't imagine any of it without all the bits.
I think this has got my favourite Sarah Hayes backing vocal in it.
Oh,
yeah, me too.
I
Mega.
love it so much.
Me too.
I'm preparing myself already for it.
Just calm down.
Settle down.
It's just the mystery of Bob. It's like,
what's he up to?
I think what was nice about this as well was because we were sending stuff back and forwards, I knew there was some stuff where we were doing stuff all at the same time. So you're doing a thing and you've got no idea what anyone else is doing. And then it's like you spend ages working on ideas and stuff, and then hear what everyone else is doing, and it's like, oh my god, how does this all work? It's brilliant, you know.
Sang as the lark sings, speed in fear, to touch and taste the pure air.
But when it opens up,
No surprise backing vocals.
yeah, more Mikey vocals. Amazing.
This is my favourite Mikey backing vocal.
There's only two. The first two tunes.
I think because you were like, this could be just a horn line that you were suggesting or something, and it was like, no,
No, I
we're
think
keeping the
I
vocal.
put backing vocals in to try and blend it together a bit.
Yeah, and we turned you up.
And then you turned it up, yeah. Which is nice. Thanks.
And then I got you to do
we go.
this on
Sarah,
another
Sarah
record.
Hayes.
So beautiful. Well, I just realised it's going to be slightly out of time, isn't it? But
Brilliant.
good old Zoom sing along.
I was a proper, when I heard that bit first, I was like, yes! Come on, Sarah!
Yeah,
yes!
me too.
Brilliant.
I think I definitely cried at that point when I heard that. That's what you want. Good to hear. Job done.
Sarah loves making people cry.
gonna put that on my website.
Yes.
I will make you cry.
Heart, deeper heart, sing on, dear, sing on.
for the longest time, this was just the harp and the drums.
Yeah.
And
Well.
you gave me that harp part from start to finish, which made me play that drum part from start to finish, and that's what's on the record. But we had no idea that there was ever going to be lyrics or a top line in it ever. And then we just built that up. That's the.
Yeah. It's really fun to work like that.
There was some compositional magic that happened in this thing. It's cool.
Last word from Lauren there. Love it.
Yeah. How many fiddle parts does they learn? Can you remember? It sounds
Absolutely no idea.
Tons.
Yeah, I
The
think I remember.
recollection of this
Amazing.
time is a little bit hazy.
Lauren, I think you were in the midst of a DIY project. I think.
Yeah,
in
we
your
more
house.
or less half demolished our house, thinking we had a clear few months, and then all this bits and bobs of work happened. So, yeah, when we were recording the strings for that, I just had to clear a little space amongst all sorts of chaos, and it's fond memories looking back on it. But
Is that the word?
yeah,
You can be honest.
But yeah, I certainly, just listening back there, I was like, I think maybe the highest notes I've ever played in my life on a record or on this record.
Awesome.
Wow.
Nice.
Love it.
Just for the bats, if they're listening.
Is that and that middle instrumental bit? Sounds crazy. Is there viola and stuff in there as well? Sorry, I should know this.
Not on this track, no. A lot of it's just octaves.
Yeah.
So yeah, and pretty much every fiddle part, Matty came back and said, "We like it, but could you double it up?" So everything's kind of doubled.
Did I?
Yeah.
It's weird you didn't say that to me, Matty.
I didn't need to.
Yeah, you're loud enough as is.
He said 48 tracks for I already had 40 odd tracks, and then he would send another 40.
So sorry.
And every single track was a gem. That's great.
A gem and totally on the record, and
Totally on the record.
actually wasn't hard to mix at all. But I should have. I thought I should.
It sounded like you were lying through your teeth. It wasn't hard to
wasn't
mix
hard
at
at all.
all. It wasn't hard at all.
It wasn't though.
Like you've been
I'm
up all
not
night
lying.
crying and.
I'm not lying. I should have the sessions up so we can talk about these things, but I don't. Should I do that? Should I do that?
Yeah, go for
I'm
it.
in the room that I mixed the record in, so.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So this is Hachil Mi Arair Erinari, which is from the Tober and Dokush website, School of Scottish Studies archive.
You did tell us what this one was about.
It's,
This one definitely lulls you into a little false sense of security before.
Yeah. I remember we recorded this. Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
I was just going to
say,
say, it almost feel like I was listening to this in the car and it's like being slapped with a salmon.
Can I use that quote for? It's like being slapped with a salmon.
Right across the cheek.
That's my biog. Yeah, this song is about a woman who spends the night in the shieling and she
Dancing on the ceiling.
way dancing on the but that's got to be a cover. But she's talking about missing her beloved, but she ends up there's a sort of unknown guy basically comes and tries it on, and then she just kicks. I was gonna kicks the shit out of him. Am I allowed to say that? But yeah, she soon sends him packing anyway.
this must have started with the harp clip, right?
Did. And remember, Matty, when I first sent you this heart part, you were like, what is going on? Where is, like... We quite often have different ideas about, like, what time signature things are.
This one? No, it was a different one.
There's a few. There's probably a couple that... Wait.
There's one that was like... It was one that I felt like it was 6, but you felt it in 4.
That's coming next. Well, no, that's to the O.
Yeah. No, this one, I got this one, I think. I got your thing on this one. I'm trying to find the hard drive that this album is on.
He's always working. Yeah, I quite like creating that sort of sense of tension with the harp. Sometimes I'm like, is this too much? But I tried to sort of change like the rhythm. So it just slightly changes.
Just like a nice slow build though, isn't it? This whole tune. Just like
I love that bit, Lauren, when you're
there's at least there's maybe 4 fiddles and a viola on this, all bubbling away underneath.
This was another one where I was just like, can you just do more of that?
Matty's drum feel here, like when it changes, I really love that as well. It's that like extra like like
I love a good doof. Then Mikey, we were kind of trying to figure out what your part in it. It was just like, just that last little bit was just perfect.
You know what your note was for Mikey? Stabs. Stabs.
you got some stabs.
I
Right?
like to keep it.
I'm pretty sure that was sort of stabby-ish.
It was, yeah.
I remember
keep
at
it
some point
ambiguous.
I think you initially asked me to do some more, and then I think I talked you out of it.
Yeah, well,
Because
we had a long chat
like,
about it. And we were
because
like,
it sounded like it was like I felt like if I'd come in earlier, I was going to get in the way of Lauren's stuff,
yeah, totally.
which it was already building,
Yeah.
and it felt like it would be a I think I maybe I can't remember. I may have tried to do some stuff on an earlier verse, but I think it then for whatever reason it was just like nah.
I think there were.
I'm coming at the end.
There were definitely a couple of moments. I think because of the nature of the way that we recorded it, like you say, like sometimes you'd have some idea and then someone else had done something else, and it was like actually now there's just too much going on, and there's always a lot to be said, isn't there, for taking stuff out when it's not needed. No offense. But, yeah.
Totally.
And what's next?
It's Lauren and I's We Improv.
Oh yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. And just I don't think Lauren remembers this recording this one, but I think Lauren sent us a couple of just versions.
2 takes. 2 takes.
And this was my favourite.
Remember some of these recording days were in pretty intense kind of late May, early June heat, and where I live, the field just opposite us has got lots of nesting lapwings, and I specifically remember them doing their crazy swirling in the sky whilst we were working on this one, and
wow.
not thought of that since, but yeah.
And absolutely, I would happily listen to a whole album of just this. You know what I mean? Just like nice harp and fiddle improvisation-y stuff. Sounds awesome.
We need to do it.
Yeah.
Can I just? This just happened.
Whoa!
Hey, what's
Cheers!
that?
Cheers!
It's a wee gin fizz. Cheers.
Yay.
Cheers. But yeah, shout out to Grant Anderson who just made this gin fizz and also
Yay, Grant.
Nice one,
provided
Grant.
me with with the microphones and the means to record at home.
Yay!
Technical
It's in
support.
the shot. It's in the shot. That's fine.
Right, so what's next then?
Yeah.
To the R. Title track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up.
So yeah, I thought of this melody in like totally different timing.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no, that's not
4,
how I
5.
thought of it at all. But now it is, thanks to Matty.
Now
How
it
are
is.
how are you counting it?
I was like, da da da, 1, 2.
You hear that loop? The loop in the background's in 4.
It's so funny because you're out of sync with what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
so
we're
it
all
just seems
gonna be
like you're like,
Yeah.
It's more confusing, if anything.
Sorry.
This tune, so this was written in a similar way to the Bob, to We Will Listen. I actually wrote this melody underneath the song when I was like 16 or something, and I just
nice.
I'd recycle it.
I think one of my kind of overriding feelings about what I love about this album, like in comparison to your last record, Rachel, is like melodies are so unusual. They feel really like they're so strong, but initially I was like, ooh, like they're not kind of like instant. I guess they're not maybe as folky, or the modes are very different to what you've used before, or like they're so unusual, and for that they're really special.
Yeah, they're totally guided by they're informed by like the tune or the riff that's underneath them, because that's what came first, and I think that's maybe produced something a little bit different.
Definitely, yeah.
See, this one's tiny compared to some of the others. There's only 3 fiddle parts and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 horn parts.
Mikey, you're slacking
Having a
that.
lazy day, Mikey.
Well, no. To be fair, this one, I think Matty also took the hacksaw to, because I originally started playing all this like extra chromatic stuff.
Yeah, there was some controversial.
Which I really liked. But
When Matty said
it
95% of it went on, 5% of it was.
Was in this track.
It was this track, yeah. But I remember because I was like, it was pretty crunchy.
We need to do a remix with a crunchy bit.
with all the notes in.
I don't think so, dude. I'm not muting anything. Oh no, there's.
So
I think just
there's like
deleted this.
chromatic passing notes.
1, 2, 3 notes. 3 notes.
They're the good ones, though. They're the good.
I gotta say though, I did the drums in a couple of takes, and I was really sad when I got it right.
Let's
I
keep going.
really just wanted to play it over and over again, and I was like, I'm never gonna play it that good if I keep playing. And
Drums sound really fat as well, Matty. This one.
well, the actual playing of it is, I think it's one of my favorite things I've ever played on an album ever. So
Lovely.
there's some synth bass. There's this was called Georgie. This was Georgie, by the way.
another man's name.
There's a
Georgie could be a woman.
Mellotron. There's a
Could be, yeah.
Mellotron. There's a Mellotron. A Wurlitzer.
I love that
That's
wee
a
bit,
delay.
wee bit of delayed harp at the end.
Yeah. No Sarah, unfortunately.
Oh.
What?
Wait,
Sarah's
no.
Sarah's all over that.
Sarah. What
Unbelievable.
am I saying? What am I saying? You were in a folder. You were in a folder.
You had your own folder.
Nobody puts baby in a folder.
Hey.
Hey,
Terrible.
But I just don't know where
sorry.
all these are coming from.
keep them coming.
Have
Sarah,
you
come on.
just got like a little sheet
Learn from
beside
them.
you with them all written down?
Yeah, I don't know which is like me and which is you at the end in the last bit there. It was just so many voices. And
I was talking over it. Sorry, Sarah.
You were talking about how great your
I was talking about how great I was.
You were right though, Matty.
This is why I had to write a bloody album about.
Remember what I said? I said I wasn't going to talk at the beginning of this. I'm going to shut up now.
No.
Sit here and drink wine. Anyway, what's next?
Hang on, I've got this is my sleeve notes from the album. Out now. Made by the Shore. And yes, I got this, it's a version that I heard Peggy Seeger sing on her 1957 album, 11 American Ballads and Songs.
There was a fair maid who lived by the shore. Let the wind
I like this one. I like them all, but
oh, this one's
I forgot about this.
No one
I forgot.
To comfort her mind as she sang all alone on the shore.
It's the only one that I'd actually did the vocals for. This is just a guide that we did in January. But
yeah, this is a guide vocal from my house. Yeah.
I tried to do it again, and I just was like, I don't know where this. It was too hard. Just
there was
do it any better.
Captain who sailed on.
All the best albums have a guide vocal as the vocal that made the record.
That's good to know.
I'll die, the sea captain, he cried, if I can't have the maid on the shore, if I can't have that.
Love that, Mikey, you following the bass line there, it says.
Yeah, it's good fun this. I remember really enjoying doing the parts for this, just because because the loop and the bass line, like the harmony felt like it was always changing, like sort of out of step with itself or something.
Yeah, it's quite
so
random.
like each thing was slightly different, so everything you had to think a lot. I remember I phoned you about like one note, so I was like, I don't really know what to do about this one note. I'm feeling a bit embarrassed about it, but I was like, what should I don't know what to do.
I wasn't much help because I was just like, I love it all, it's great.
There's quite a bit of Moog on this.
So slowly she came upon board.
There's Moog bass and Moog bells, it says here.
He gave her a cheek.
Only 11 horn parts.
Sorry.
Mikey, come on.
Check Sarah.
I love your harmonies on this. I couldn't, like, when I was trying to think of like harmonies, I couldn't really think of anything, and then you just came out with like several amazing ones.
I think because the melody moves around a lot. Yeah. It's trying to find something that follows it, but also diverges away, but doesn't get in the way of it.
Oh, it's really fun. Totally smashed it.
I can't imagine listening to it without that harmony line.
Me neither.
She seated her down on the bow of the ship and sang so low and so sweet. Oh,
love that fiddle part.
Yeah, the fiddle part's fucking awesome.
She sang so sweet, genteel and complete. She sang all the seamen to sleep. Oh,
it's cool, it keeps all the energy even though it's like quiet. It still feels like it's sort of pumping along.
Yeah, it's got an underlying kind of...
She partook of his silver, partook of his gold, partook of his costly wedding. She took his broadsword to make her a knoll and paddle her back to the shore.
I remember we asked you to send this extra bass trombone part.
Yeah, just doubling the heart.
Oh yeah, I love that. It really adds so much.
Bass.
Yeah.
Must be mad.
I'd only.
Oh, Sarah.
Your man must
I love you can say Sarah's accent really comes most.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
I love that.
as well as yourself. And again I'm amazed.
I deluded them all.
Favourite line in the whole album.
Again I'm
Yeah, it's like, got no one to blame.
sure.
Yeah.
You can't
Wow.
beat a bit of delay on the drum set as well.
That synth sound at the end as well just sounds huge.
Yeah.
That last. It's great. Lovely. Lovely stuff.
So the next track, To My Daughter, which I can't remember what its other name was. But yeah, this is the full title of this poem is To My Daughter on Being Separated from Her on Her Marriage. And it's by Anne Hunter. And yeah, I just, like I was saying, I kind of wanted to sort of go through loosely kind of the arc of a woman's life. So yeah, it was this idea of, I guess in those times, this was written in the 1700s, or well, yeah, 17 to 1800s. And yeah, like, I guess people's, if their daughter married, they might never see them again. It was kind of, that was quite often the crack. And I just thought that was quite a maybe lesser talked about perspective in that kind of, from that time. And yeah, it's just a really, the lyrics are just, I think, could be applied today. So.
Dear to my heart, as life's warm stream.
This one was called Jibby, by the way.
Me. Of course it was. So another one that just started off as the riff, and then it was like, oh yeah, this is the song for it.
Yeah, you just sent the harp. I played some drums, and there looks like some Wurlitzer, and then some MIDI, some synth bass.
I remember
Flugelhorn.
Yeah.
I remember
Nice.
this as well. You sent like a sung guide vocal for the flugelhorn part.
Yeah.
And then we're like, do
yeah.
something like this. And then like I spent ages like trying a bunch of different like more and more like jazzy things. And then just came back and just like pretty much copied
Played
straight
exactly what I sang, didn't
what
you?
you sang because it just sounded
I was like, yeah,
better.
that's-
It just made more
that's
sense. And it was really cool as well because like, you know, obviously like from a horn player's perspective, you don't get to you don't necessarily like I don't think the same way you usually do about melodies. So it's really cool. Like it's really a good
Yeah,
opportunity
it's
to
so
get
lovely
inside
to
somebody
hear.
else's phrasing and stuff.
Yeah, it's so lovely to
really
hear
nice.
you play my singing.
I think I went a bit off-piste at the end, but
Oh yeah,
what I
but
mean.
that's alright.
yeah.
That's good. A bit of off-piste is always good.
One mantle
I think there's like a really beautiful kind of like restrained thing going on in this song. Like it's kind of in everything. It's like everything's just held back just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like all of our playing and the way your delivery and everything, and it really adds to the intent of the song. Or
the groundless hope were vain.
More classic, awesome Sarah.
So
Yeah.
we never can meet again.
I love the effects on the vocals in this. I think Sarah, you sent like a kind of production idea for that.
Towards the end, yeah, I think it was the last verse, wasn't it?
Yeah, I love
Just
that
to
so
kind
much.
of.
I was just trying to look to see what I've got on that.
My tender heart.
I think I've gone off-piste now. That's the moment.
Kind and gentle as thou.
I love that high back and vocal.
Yeah.
It's so otherworldly and I love it.
Beloved, thou art fairly won.
storytelling.
vocal synth.
The sacred torch
I really love that bit of back vocals as well, so it's so great.
leads all we need again.
Like that one. It's good.
Yeah.
So moody.
It's moody, isn't it?
Moody.
It's got
Jimmy?
a bit of that kind of like like that kind of American, like really dark, like that show Homeland. You know what I mean? Like that kind of really dark, like maybe some terrorists are gonna jump out and like do some, you know,
Fargo.
commit an atrocity.
Yeah, that's
Like
what you're
when everyone's
saying.
just sort of like, oh, just keeping it
It's got
below,
an edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just sort of waiting for the moment.
slightly aggressive. Weirdly, if you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean. It's very controlled, but it feels like it could flare up into
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
horrible.
And then it never does.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I like it, Maggie. I like it. So the next one, Two Sisters. So a lot of songs I got from on various albums that I got from this collection, Max Hunter folk song collection of songs from America, from the Ozarks. And yeah, Two Sisters is a song that I've been performing for years with Emily Portman. And in Emily's version, one of the sisters is made into a harp, but not in this version. This is really quite a different version that I'd never heard before. And yeah, it's, I guess for me, it was kind of like important that even though they're songs from a female perspective, that it's not like the woman isn't always the goodie as well. Like women can do bad things, and I guess this Two Sisters is an example of that. It's not all black and white.
There was an old woman left on the seashore, bow down. There was an old woman left on the seashore.
8 tracks of electric guitar in this one, by the way.
Yeah, Mikey,
yeah.
another surprise instrument.
Sorry.
Loved it. Still loving it.
Two or more, sing
Only 10 tracks of horns, though.
my love.
And the side down. Sorry.
My love will be true.
Oh, this is fun. This one. It's good.
A young man went a-courting there, bow down. A young man went
Amazing BBs again, too.
a-courting there, bow your band.
I really like the drums. I think Matty, we did a kind of mixture, didn't we, of...
And he
What?
We did a little mixture with the drums here, did we not? Did you not? Of like a little bit of a drum.
my love, have my love.
I made a little loop. Yeah, there's a little
Yeah.
loop going on there, and there's some.
He gave
There's a loop of me playing, and there's a loop of a drum machine,
I really like that combination of the
and
two.
then me playing on top of that.
Yeah, I thought that was really effective.
I had the hardest time with the snare sound. If we want to get into the production of it, the snare sound took me hours.
Of course it did.
Sing I'll be true
Yeah.
to my love, if my love will be
I
true.
think this one, Rachel, your vocals sound like really, really big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sounds really like I don't know why it
kind of-
sticks out. It's just
It's sort of, yeah.
like not.
That's the range of it.
Sounds.
Let's walk the sea.
Can't think of a better word, but meaty.
Me too.
But it's like sounds really sort of.
Oh sister, let's walk the seashore. We'll see
She's really close to the mic, I think.
Right, yeah.
That's because she's in a wardrobe.
In my bedroom.
Wardrobe mic, yeah.
There's not much space in the wardrobe.
I was just like, quick, do a take before someone drives past again.
on the stream.
I don't know if it's intentional, but there's quite a lot of shore reference in this album.
It is, isn't there?
Shore
Yeah.
and water and
To me as they went walking along the stream, the elder pushed the
Snare build.
one, then Sing, I'll be true to my love, if my love.
So to get the loop to get the drum machine loop to work with the drums, had to go in and identify every kick drum and every snare drum so that the loop would follow me instead of me have to follow the loop. So that's why it feels normal. It feels kind of human. So if you look at the timeline on my screen, there's like 8,000 tempos.
Lend me your hand, and I'll give you my.
I'm sure everyone's really interested in that.
And I'll be true.
Someone out there will be, I'm sure.
Well, this is the one as well where I've got all with the muted. It's like 2 sets of muted horns.
Those muted horns.
So one's plungers and one's harmonies.
Yeah,
And they're
that
going
was such a
against each
great
other. So
idea.
it's like ooh ah, ooh, ooh ah, ooh, ooh ah, sort of
Love
thing.
that.
You wanted them all on one side. I remember.
I want them all. I think I
wanted them. I wanted
yeah,
them
yeah,
panned.
left and right. It sounds cool, left and right.
Love your bends to me.
It was important to have the Sarah and I's vocals quite, Sarah's vocal quite to the front in this one.
Your house, your
land.
and
I love that.
true to my
It's
love.
gonna be awesome.
If my love will be true to me.
Electric guitar part.
There it is, yeah.
Her finger she pulled a ring.
Yeah, I think when you were saying about the horns, to me, I was talking about having them interlaced, but because in my head I'd imagined like a big band with like 2 sections, sort of like going like that. But like having them left and right, it's like more of an effect. Sort of like, yeah, cool.
And it was so great, Sarah, that you sent everything doubled.
Yeah.
So I got to use loads of that. And it just, your voice is so cool, doubled.
There's a lot of fiddles on that as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
All that for ages.
Yeah, I love that.
That must have been really tiring to play as well. Come to think of it.
2 fiddle parts.
Just,
fiddle parts?
just the 2.
Just the 2.
Yeah.
Sounds like more.
It does.
I know.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was fun to play. I remember because I think like another beauty of Rachel's songs is that like they sound like they're, you know, maybe the meter isn't too complex, but then when you dissect it, like you'll just be like 4 beats in a bar and suddenly it'll just skip 1 beat because it's lovely, but you go with the narrative, you go with the song rather than like what the music maybe wants to do. And so when you're just getting into a little groove, as much as I can groove, and then it's like, oh no, we're on to the next bit. So it took a while just to kind of find your little loop that can go round and round if then you're skipping a beat at some point. But yeah, that's the fun in it, trying to find things that all interlock, and I think that's one of the best tracks for that is that there's lots of little interlocking cogs in that wheel.
Lots of ear candy, isn't there?
Adds to the drama. Well, it's me and Mikey.
Oh yeah.
Aww.
I don't know why, because I played this on bass trombone, and like ever since I did it, I was like, why didn't I play it on tenor trombone? It's like it's not
really high.
It's so high. It's so high. It's so stupid.
I love the effect of it though. It sounds gorgeous.
It just seemed like a good idea at the time, and then just.
I feel like this listening club is just making you realise how hard a time you gave yourself in those days, Mikey.
No, poor Mikey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Self.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of times where I was like, oh my god. what have I done?
What have I done?
Like hovering over the send button as well. That kind of like they're not gonna like this. And I've spent like hours on a thing like.
Days.
Oh,
You were spending like 2 days on a track.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was so much appreciated. It was
It was. I mean, it was. I mean, outside of this album, I mean, for me, it was perfect. You know, like lockdown, and then just having something massive to get my teeth into was like, right, great. This is cool.
Yeah.
I can really go for it, and you know, get out some stuff. You know, I'm sure everyone else felt the same. You know, it's great.
I'm glad. I think it was because it was that time where it was just like dawning on everyone what's happening, and I think it was just I definitely like really, really benefited from having that focus and something kind of positive to work on.
Me too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think I think for some reason it just felt like it just really easy. Like I think maybe just because there was the focus there, you know, like those improvisations and stuff just really just, that was like me just doing like one take of just something and then sending it to you guys, and like, it just felt really natural, and all of the writing felt quite easy, like the songs just kind of came, and it was just a really positive experience.
Yeah, definitely.
That I just can't believe happened. I don't, like,
Yeah.
Do you remember the text that I sent you, Rachel, at the end? I was like, seriously, I don't want this to end. This can't stop now. We need to keep going.
Massive calm
Let's
down.
start another album.
I kind of totally ran out of steam after this, and I've not really done anything since.
I think you've done plenty. I mean, that's the thing, there's so much stuff in this. It's amazing.
It was.
It's funny, I was thinking as well about, because obviously this was initially planned pre-pandemic. I was just thinking about how different this would have all sounded had we had like a normal session timetable. Yeah. And it just wouldn't have sounded the same, you know. I think like
wouldn't have been anywhere near as good. I guarantee.
I wasn't going to say that exactly, but I think it would have been very different.
I think in many ways it's weirdly kind of benefited from it, and certainly for me, like I think I just felt much freer, and I think just like the sense of perspective that something like that gives you, and you're just like, well, you know, I'm not going to worry about what will people think of this. Like, just do the music you want to do, and it was quite a freeing thing in a way. Thanks to you guys for being up for it, because
anytime.
And thanks to shout out to all the people that contributed to the Kickstarter, because that was the first stage in the whole thing. I was like, right, how am I going to do this? And like that made it possible, which was amazing. The last track, Would You Be Young Again? So this is the last one.
Is this really the last track?
I think it is. Yeah, I mean that's what it. Unless my sleeve notes are wrong, in which case I need to recall all the albums.
What a time to find out!
I know.
Wait, I'm not sure.
Oh God. This is from a poem, Would You Be Young Again, by Carolina Oliphant, Lady Nairn, who was a sort of contemporary of Robert Burns, and she wrote a lot of poems, but I just thought this one was a great way to end the album, because it was that idea of the arc of a woman's life, and Would You Be Young Again?
Oh, it was so funny.
It's the like happiest sounding song I think I've ever written, like melody wise, you know.
Would you be young again? So what?
It's so hard to play though, that part. Oh God. For some reason. Singing it at the same time.
given. On board I'd have
Something so, like, going back to that thing about you know, quite often writing the heart part or the whole backing before the song forms, like there's something so nice about like the phrasing of all the vocals are so free from the harp in so many ways. It just makes this lovely kind of meander and all the phrasing that I love it.
I think it works nice, but then when I come to have to like learn how to do both at the same time, it's like, oh my god.
It must be so hard. Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
It's just like getting it so you don't have to think about it, and then you're just like, okay.
Or mutes on the horns.
Or mutes, yeah.
Love a bit of muted horn.
I think this might have been the first one I did.
Is that?
Maybe, yeah.
I think it was actually. I think I remember that.
We've got some harp bass, we got some moog, we got some Rhodes is the main thing. So that bit. And that was recorded in January.
Yeah, that's
in
another
this room
one sort of
on the Rhodes.
those couple of days we had in January
Yeah.
when I actually got to play the
And I
Rhodes.
know that I made that drum groove then as well, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
that.
this is that track from that session. Then there's a little wind drum thing.
Love this bit coming up.
Such great words to sing as well.
Yeah, they're really satisfying, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't there. This is not the bit I made. It's not yet. It's not happened yet.
Not loving this.
This bit's alright.
That's fine. It's fine. There's something about the delay on the harp that's like quite. It's super cheese in a way, but I love it.
Yeah.
Where are they gone? Once your joy and delight.
Love those little like almost like grace notes on the drums, Matty.
What?
Like they're almost like little grace notes on the drums that you do.
Yeah.
Where they rejoice to be. There is the land for
Sweet strings.
Yeah, I love
so
the strings
lush.
on this bit.
me. Time flies speed.
It's
Love how
only two
everyone's
parts.
personality comes out.
Come life and
Here we go.
Here we go! Yay!
Right into that fiddle note.
Love it!
Fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect fiddle part for that.
Oh,
I love Mikey's
Totally
voice.
done separately.
I know,
Like, the two of you had no idea what each other had done.
So in tune with each
And
other.
then, and then I get them and I put them in the track and it's like, that fucking
Magic.
shit happens.
Love that little wing.
Oh.
Lovely.
Nice one, guys.
Yeah, Rachel.
Well,
Yeah.
well, thanks to you guys for.
thanks to you
You're not
for
for-
like
Huge.
believing that we could do that without like. Usually when we're in the studio, you know, with you, you'll be in the control room like shouting down the mic,
Microphone.
telling us what to play.
What?
But yeah, thanks for having the belief that we could create things off our own backs, and
I think it was all the better for it in a way, just letting you do your thing because you're all legends.
Absolutely.